Hi everyone. Again, we're going to look at one of our problems that is included in this Go Formative assignment. This is one of the equations where we are trying to get the logarithm equal to the logarithm, a single logarithm equal to the single logarithm in the same base so that we can set the values equal to each other. So what we're going to do is we're going to use the properties to get this side of the equation written as just one log statement. So we're using log base 4, and I can see that that is the product property. So we're going to multiply the values of both of those logs. So we've got log base 4 of x minus 4 times x is equal to log base 4 of 5. Now I actually have to multiply the x minus 4 with x to get log base 4 of x squared minus 4x is equal to log base 4 of 5. Since we have now just a single log equals a single log in the same base, that means that these values are now equal to each other. So I can write the equation to solve as x squared minus 4x is equal to 5. And we can see that that is a quadratic, which means that we need to set that equal to 0. So I'm going to subtract 5 and get that set equal to 0. Look for two factors that will multiply to equal that quadratic, and the factors are x minus 5 times x plus 1. And then we set each of those factors equal to 0. So we have x minus 5 is equal to 0 and x plus 1 is equal to 0, which means that x equals 5 and negative 1. Now I have to test these values in the original equation just to make sure that that will work. So I'm going to go back up to the original equation and test where x equals 5 and where x equals negative 1. So I'm going to start with x equals, I'm going to start with where x equals 5. And I'm going to replace 5 in the x in both spots of the left side of the equation. So that's going to be log base 4 of 5 minus 4 plus log base 4 of the number 5 should equal log base 4 of the number 5. Now I know that 5 minus 4 is just 1, so that means what I have here is log base 4 of 1 plus log base 4 of 5 should equal log base 4 of 5 again. And I just ran out of room. Let me move this. There we go. As I continue, I will multiply these two values using the product property. So let's see, log base 4 of 1 times 5 is 5. So that does equal log base 4 of 5 on the other side. So that checks out just fine. So our first solution of where x equals 5 works just fine. Our other solution is negative 1, where x equals negative 1. So we're going to try that. We're going to plug that in. So where x equals negative 1. So we have log base 4 of negative 1 minus 4 plus log base 4 of negative 1 is supposed to equal log base 4 of 5. I already can see that I've got issues here with this because there's no way that we can, on either of these log statements, raise 4 to any power and get a negative value. So negative 1 will not work. Negative 1 will not work. That's an extraneous solution. Okay, we're going to end this here. But anyway, our two solutions are, our one solution actually is just x equals 5.